Hello, I'm back again, and today I'm going to be showing my feedback from my Euro 2016 round of 16 predictions. Right, we'll start with the first game. It was Poland and Switzerland. I got it right. Poland did go through. It was on penalties. It was although a very nice goal from Switzerland, I must say. What was next? Portugal and Croatia. I got this one wrong. I thought Croatia would go through. They nearly did, but Portugal stole it right at the end. It was very tight. So Portugal went through. Wales and Ireland. I got that one right. I thought Wales would win. They did. It was with an own goal. Well, I thought it would go to extra time. It didn't. Belgium and Hungary. I got this one right as well. I thought Belgium would win. They did. They smashed it. They smashed it 4-0. Germany, Slovakia. I thought Germany through, and I did. They did. Easy. 3-0. Italy, Spain. Got this one wrong. Because I thought Spain would go through, but Italy went through. That's another one wrong. Gone through 6 games and I got 4 of them right. Ireland and France. Ireland were very unlucky. They took the lead very early, and they held France off for most of the game, but then in the 60th and the 63rd minute, Griezmann scored twice. Scored the goals, which broke Irish hearts and sent them through. And it feels horrible to say this. I feel ashamed. England went out to Iceland. Fair play to Iceland. They did well. But England were embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. Iceland's assistant manager is a part-time dentist. So, someone that fixes teeth helped to beat England, which is stupid. They're the smallest country in the competition. They have the population of Leicester, and they did exactly what Leicester did. They shocked everyone. I'm not trying to rant too much. I can't help it because it was stupid. Why on earth was Harry Kane on set pieces? I have no clue. He took free kicks and they were awful. He took corners, they were awful. In my opinion, you should have let someone like Rooney take corners, because he's decent. He's not got bad corners. Not bad. Could have got a good ball in, maybe get a header on it. And Kane's tall, so he'd have been in the box. He might have got his head on it and scored. And let Dyer take the free kick. Well, Dyer take the ones that are good for a shot. Rooney take the ones that are good for a pass. Dyer's free kick against Russia was brilliant. He smashed it. But Roy Hodgson seemed to forget about that and put Kane on them again. And that's another thing. Why Roy? What? He's failed before. What do you do? Take Fulham to the Europa League final. That's it. They lost as well. And he was sacked by Liverpool. So the FA thought, instead of successful manager, they thought, oh, that guy's been sacked. That guy was sacked from one of the biggest clubs in England. And so we'll pick him as in charge. He managed Euro 2012, got through to the knockout stage, and got knocked out by Italy. World Cup qualified, and it was a disgrace. It was terrible. He didn't make out the group, only got 1 point and scored twice. then Euros, qualified very well, qualified the best out of anyone. All 10 games we won, didn't lose. He also came from behind to beat Germany, which was an outstanding performance. Then we get to the Euros, we dominate the game against Russia, and only a point comes from it. We sort of dominated the game against Wales. It did win, fair enough. And then it dominated the game against Slovakia, 0-0. Should have finished top. We came second in the group. We struggled to get out of the group. And then we would have drawn Portugal, which I actually think we'd have done better with Portugal, because we have played better against Portugal, because Portugal are a tough opponent, so we'd have played better. Yeah. And speaking of playing better, I think England had the most chances out of any team, and England had arguably the best best form for strikers. They had Kane, they had Vardy, 49 goals between them in the league. Very good. It was a very good season for them. They were top 2 scorers. Only one measly goal between the two of them, and it was Vardy. Kane did nothing. He was an absolute flop. And he didn't. And Rashford, he didn't give him a chance. He didn't give Rashford any chance. When Rooney was 18, I'm not saying he would have done the same, but when Rooney was 18, the manager gave him a chance and he did very well. I'm not saying Rashford would have done the same, but maybe if Roy Hodgson had brought him on with maybe, I don't know, half an hour to go, maybe with something like that, he might have created something, maybe created a goal, saved the game. But no, he gave him 3 minutes and he couldn't do anything. It wasn't just stupid. And what else? Oh yeah. Why did he take players that were injured and play them? Like, he took Milner, who, fair enough, he got the most assists. That was good. But he took no one from West Ham, who had a great season, like Noble, Antonio, Carroll, I know. He didn't take Jermaine Defoe, who banged in goals for Sunderland, who kept them up. Basically kept them up with his goals. Maybe. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, and all the midfielders. You had Drinkwater and Albrighton, both of Leicester. They did very well. They won the league. But no, he ignored them. And he ignored Noble as well, who had a great season with West Ham. Because he looks at like the top 5 or so teams, like Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, even though Chelsea had a terrible season. Spurs, go on then. Man City, yes. He looked at Spurs because, okay, Kane can score, Ali was good, Dyer was okay, Rose was good, and Walker was our best player. And he took Vardy probably because if he hadn't have took him, it would have been a revolution, and in England it'd be stupid. But he did take him, but that was the only one other than the top 6 that he took, and Barkley as well. Did he not take Barkley? That was stupid. He put Delph in his 11, who did nothing but sit on the bench. He sat on the bench all through the season mostly. What else? He took Wilshere and Henderson, who had both been injured for most of the tournament, most of the season. I do like Wilshere. I think he's a good player. He's one of my favourites. But he missed almost all the season. He got 2 hours of football or so in the season, because he played like the last 3 games and he didn't do much. And he got into the team. Henderson, I know he was Gerrard's replacement. He was the captain of Liverpool. He was injured most of the time. They did okay. Well, sort of. They got to Europa League final, but they lost. Why didn't if he'd have took maybe Drinkwater, who wouldn't stop running, Noble, maybe give him a chance. Or Brighton, maybe. If he'd have given them a chance, they might have done well. And Antonio, they had no wide players. Antonio was great for West Ham. He's a good winger. He could get down the middle. Get down the left or the right. Sterling was a winger. He was shocking, apart from winning the penalty. But other than that, he was really bad. So I'm trying to think of other stuff to say, and I'm trying to keep calm, because if you'd have watched me for a long time, you'd know I'm not like this. I don't usually rant, but I can't help it. England was shocking, and I'm of course an England fan, and I'm passionate about England. I want to see them do well. I want to see them win a tournament, but no, they keep failing. Let's look back at the tournament as far as I can remember, apart from '96, where we won the tournament. Apart from that, '86, 20 years later, I think we were robbed, because it was I think that was the Maradona hand incident, which was terrible. Then Italia '90, that was, I'd say, our best tournament since 1966. We reached the semi-final. We lost to who was it? Germany? Yes, it was. And that wasn't, well, it was all right. At least it did well. If we'd have got to at least the finals, it wouldn't have been as bad, because England would have been like, all right, fair play. They reached the quarters, so reached the semis. They'd come back as a success. Anyway, go back. 90. I don't remember what happened in Euro '92. I don't know he didn't qualify for the World Cup, which was terrible. Euro '96, I've heard that was a good tournament. I don't quite remember it, but I think we reached the quarters and lost to Germany again. World Cup '98, did okay. Owen scored that great goal. And then lost to Argentina. Well, scored against Argentina, then met them again in the knockout and got beat by them. After Beckham flipped out. Beckham kicked. I don't think that was one of the reasons, right. I don't remember what happened in Euro 2000, World Cup 2002, got to the quarterfinals, got knocked out from Brazil, fair enough. If it was Brazil are a very good team, even though the free kick was a bit dodgy. Euro 04, I think we got to the quarterfinals, lost to Portugal. We were unfortunate because Rooney got injured. World Cup 2006, reached the quarterfinals and lost to Portugal. That was the first game I ever watched with the red card and the wink. And they lost on penalties again. Euro 08, didn't qualify, shocking. And a shocking manager anyway. Then Capello came in. He didn't know anything about English football. He did get us to the World Cup, and then got through to the knockout stage. Okay, we could say we were undone by the referee against Germany, but could have at least fought hard. Could have at least put that behind us and put that behind them and kept going. Euro 2012, I think for Capello got us qualified, but then left, then resigned, and then this is where it went wrong. It had people like, I don't know, Harry Redknapp. He's decent manager. He sort of won stuff with Portsmouth. He kept teams up. He got Tottenham into the Champions League. What else? Yeah, and he's done very well. And they didn't pick him. They picked Roy Hodgson, sacked by Liverpool, got Fulham to one cup final and lost, and they put him in charge instead. Why? I just don't get it. And then World Cup I think the qualifying was okay, but then the tournament was a disaster. And again, as I said, the qualifying for this tournament was great. Did very well. Had a couple of slip-ups against big teams like Spain and Holland, but beat France. before the tournament. It beat Germany before the tournament. Beat Portugal before the tournament, even though a bit shaky. And then we got to the tournament, and it looked a mere. It didn't even look like the England that had qualified with unbeaten and come to beat Germany in Berlin. Or was it Munich? So yeah, it was a disaster. And now I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's resigned. I don't know why Gary Neville resigned. He'd be a good assistant manager. He shouldn't be the manager. He's not experienced enough. He's a great player, but he's not experienced enough. He should have stayed. Roy Hodgson, yes, go away. Pick someone else in charge. I've heard Jurgen Klinsmann's a choice. I've heard Harry Redknapp's a choice. That's all right. Arsene Wenger, no, don't think so. Saw somewhere Laurent Blanc, the former PSG manager, was interested. That might be okay, because he dominated the French league with PSG. Anything else? No, I don't think so. Anyone else? I know Gareth Southgate's involved. I don't think so. I heard someone say they wouldn't mind another, like Harry Redknapp, another good Englishman, not just a yes man like Roy Hodgson, like Tim Sherwood. Okay, granted he didn't do very well. He did okay at Tottenham and kept Villa up and then got sacked. But at least he was honest. This rant's gone for 15 minutes, but he was honest. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to stop there. The rant's gone for 15 minutes. The predictions took like 2. So I've got 5 of the predictions, and now my thoughts on the quarterfinals. They saw Portugal have already gone through. That's not what I thought would happen on penalties. Wales play Belgium. I think, unfortunately, Belgium will win. Germany play Italy. That'll be a good game. I'm not too sure. I think I'm actually going to say Italy go through. They've beaten Germany before. They always beat Germany, so I think they're going to win. And France versus Iceland. Should be England, but it's Iceland. And France. So the last 4: Portugal, Belgium, Italy and France. Those will be some good games. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the rant. It went on for like 15 minutes, but that's what happens when you're passionate about a country and they do disgraceful. Right. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and if you also subscribe for more. This has been Heath Gaming. See ya.